if the proposal that Rhaenyra made at the small council meeting stuck and it held, would that solve all the problems? Would they be one big happy family, or do we think there'd be some in-house treachery still to this point if they married Jacaerys to Helaena?
Great question. I think the answer to that, in my opinion, is one, it would never happen because Alicent wouldn't allow that to happen because she knows those children are bastards, so it's an insult to the Hightowers. Because she knows they're not true descendants of Targaryens and they're so religiously affiliated. But do I think it would rekindle anything? It would try, but then you would still have a stain on the Hightower's name, knowing they're not directly related to, they're not both pure bloodlines at that point. So it would cause a big problem with the Hightower line, in my opinion. But I think it would rekindle maybe some of it because it was a good gesture. But in the end, the resolution wouldn't get the outcome you desire. I think everything would still wind up being the same as it happens.
I get you. There's just a few things I would shift about the way you answered that, just because I don't necessarily know, and like this is the hard part, right? Because if you marry Helaena and Jacaerys, like the king is the one that has the final say, not the queen. I know Alicent, you can say Alicent won't let it happen, but Viserys would be like, because you can tell Viserys is all about these. Like, what a judicious proposition. This sounds great to me. He's the king. So like here's the thing, like I know nothing. He can pull rank on all these motherfuckers. It's just at that point. But then you leave it open to, okay, well now do we have to assassinate the king so this doesn't happen? It kind of plays into, now we got this real Game of Thronesy thing going on at this point. If that's what happens and they agree to wed Jacaerys to Helaena, and that's the whole deal, is that I do think you're on the right track when you say Alicent wouldn't let it happen, but it wouldn't be because like she has any say in it. It's because she probably is going to end up having to pull some trickery with her dad and pops and try to get old man Viserys out of there. And then when old man Viserys is out of there, now we've got a little bit of room to work with, but still going to be a problem because it's still going to end up like you said. I do agree with your conclusion. It still all ends up where it ends up. The whole conflict does still rise to where the big conflict seems like it's going for the way the show is written now. I think that both children's lives would probably be in danger from both sides, and at that point we see what happens when kids get involved in certain conflicts that they shouldn't. I'm not going to give anything away there or nothing, but point being is that I agree with you to the effect that I don't think much changes in the long run. I think it might look good for the realm. It might keep things balanced there. And great, the princess. So now, from the outside, it looks like cool. We've pleased everybody. If Jacaerys and Helaena have a son, well, now we've got that firstborn. It's an easy heir, easy sell to the realm because we got a Velaryon Targaryen with a Hightower Targaryen, and they go together. And so this, again, they're two pure bloodlines match and have it, but knowing what we know, and Alicent knowing what she knows, it makes it for a dangerous pairing and a dangerous union for both kids involved. I think both for Helaena and Jacaerys, because anything can happen. Then you got that sneaky guy Larys in the background, and you know what he's capable of. So if he needed to get someone out of there, he could cause a lot of damage. And I don't want to give too much away, but there's times where that they are not opposed to harming children to get to an end goal. And that's all I'll say on that. And the big reoccurring theme is that it'd be a good gesture. It would look good to the realm outwardly. Internally, there'll still be strife, still be fights, and people's lives will be in danger. And I think we still end up with the big conflict that we have as the story is written now.